right, my dear, let us get into the final 5 questions. So, number one,
Mhm.
if you could have any other job outside of the arts, what would it be?
I would be a politician or a pastor.
There are
I
there's
mean,
similarities between both. Yes.
similarities, but I would be, one of the good politicians, like an Obama or somebody like that. But
Or
um,
Warnock.
or
Yeah.
Warnock, who is my crush right now. My political crush right now is Warnock. But that I would just because I love politics. I love I love God. I love theology. I love acting. And there's a part of me that still thinks I might just go to theology school just because I'm just so I love history, so I just love the historic part of it. But I also um, don't like this evangelical crap. I don't like these pastors out here asking people for money to buy a damn plane, or using, how they use God to, kill and enslave people, or use the Bible to go against LGBTQ. Like, there's so many reasons why I want to be historically accurate, because there's so many people who have just been so brainwashed by this book and use it to hurt other people, that I just feel like we need more voices out there that who really know the history of the Bible and really know the history of how God works, and knowing that it's not using to condemn and kill other people and other humans around the world. So that would be the reason why I would become a deacon or a pastor, because I'm so sick and tired of these Republican Jesus out here with kids in cages.
Hmm. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Number two, what is a bucket list role or show that you hope to do one day?
I want to do, I want to create my own show. I want to be, my dream would be to be a, a DA or a cop, like a Mariska Hargitay I love her. I
Oh
love
yeah.
her. I love Law and Order SVU. And I'm like, honey, you're going to have to retire one day. It's been 23 years. And I'm eyeing you. I'm eyeing your part. Because when you retire, Law and Order has to keep going. Let a Black woman replace you. And I want to be that Black woman. Like, that would be my ultimate dream show. Like a Law and Order cop show where I can walk in back. Mariska Hargitay is so badass to me. I love her.
She's amazing.
She's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, I love her. Oh, and so I would love to just. I mean, this woman has been on this show for how long? I mean, I would love to ask her, is she tired of it? Because for me, there's my fear of like doing the same role over and over, even though she gets to experience different experiences with different characters and different journeys on the show. But man, like, that's a gig.
Right. Right.
I
To
mean,
stick with that. I mean, us theater folk, after 3 or 4 months, we're like, when's my next show?
okay, like I think about. I mean, I can't wait to one day be on Broadway, which is another goal of mine. But I just feel like I don't know, when I look at people like who are in Hamilton or Ain't Too Proud to Beg or Wicked, and I look at people and I'm like, how are you doing this? Because after 6 months, I'm already like, where's my replacement? Understudy, can you come on? Because of that, right? Because I want to explore and have many different characters. But I would love to have a job like Mariska Hargitay. Like, I would just love to be the lead of my own cop show. That would be the ultimate dream.
There you go. There you go. Done. Done.
Yeah.
So number three, you've kind of already mentioned one at least, but who is it that you look up to as a mentor or someone that inspires your career?
Oh gosh, I have so many. So theater wise, Audrey McDonald, because
Yeah.
she has the perfect artistic career, I feel like, because she's not Hollywood to me. She can still go grocery shopping, and no one bombards her. Because I think about as people's careers grow, there's certain things that you lose, right? And it's like, just to have a normal life as much as possible. And that's what I want for myself, is like, even as my career grows and I decide to have a family, or I'm walking down the street with them, or I'm in the grocery store, or I'm hanging out at West Bank Cafe, I don't need like security guards. And that's why I look at people like Kamala Harris, who I look up to, and Michelle Obama, I look up to her. But the thing is, like, there's so much of their normalcy life that they had to give up, right? Secret Service. Like, Kamala cannot be alone by herself for the rest of her life, probably.
Yeah.
And so I look at that, and so artistically, I've always loved Audrey McDonald, because she does musicals, she does plays, She, Broadway, both plays and musicals on Broadway. She does TV, she does film, she makes albums. So she's a well-rounded artistic woman, and she still can keep her normalcy life and just do what she needs to do to get shit done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she's someone that, because I know her husband, Will, she and I, Will and I worked together years ago at Disney
Oh,
World.
nice. Okay,
So
nice.
I'm hoping to get them both on to the
Oh,
show
that'd be great.
at some point.
I'm definitely going to listen to that one. And I'll probably cry through the whole thing because I love her so much. But keep going.
Yeah. 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 Because April is couples month. It's like couples appreciation month or
Okay,
whatever it's
yeah.
called. So I'm hoping to do like couples in the arts
Oh,
kind
that's
of
so
episodes.
great. That's so great.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm reaching out to a few couples and hopefully get some of them on. All right, number 4, name a personal lesson that took you a while to learn, or maybe one that you're still working on to this day.
Oh gosh. The personal lesson is just to know what you're getting into, read your scripts, because when I was younger, I like to say when I was a zygote, in the business back in the day, I would pretty much you say yes to everything because you just want to work, you're hungry to work. But then it's like, okay, you say yes to certain things and then you get in rehearsal process or you meet with certain people and you're like, what the hell did I just say yes to? And so now it's like, nope, I need a script. If I can read that script, how are you painting this Black woman in the light? Because I've been in a situation where I said yes, and then I'm playing this part that I would never. I'm like, why did I say yes to this? I can't believe I didn't read the script because this Black woman on this page is horrible, or whatever the case may be, right? And so just know who's involved, ask around, ask for personalities, and just read scripts if you can get them, and if you can't get the script, see who's involved and what kind of stories they tell, because I just don't want to be in a stereotypical Black girl role at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it important that the roles that you do have a Black voice, or is it important that the character is universal? What would you say that you hone in on characters?
Just, well, both, or just, well, I would say if it's something like a Bridgerton, right? Universal, right? Because Bridgerton is like, that's the hot show right now. But Shonda Rhimes, right? The way she writes different people, different voices. And even though there's a Black woman, no one's getting hit over the head that I'm a Black woman. I'm just living my life through this world, right? And so if it's a really good, authentic story in that way, where it's universal, we can relate to it, be it family or whatever the case may be. It's just that it comes from an authentic place. And if it's a Black voice, meaning the subject matter is a Black voice of what happens in the Black community, specifically like police brutality or housing or redlining or whatever it is that deals with, or being Black in America at some point in the story, then it needs to come from an authentic place and not a stereotypical place. Because, you start to see that's starting to change, but there was a time where all we would see is just these images of Black women who are just the angry Black woman, or the tropes, or the magical Negro, or just the drug addict, coked out Black woman, or the welfare mom. And I'm like, okay, my mother is none of those things. And
Right.
did you guys watch the Cosby Show? Because the Cosby Show was none of those things, right? But see, even though we try to have those images, there's always somebody out there going against it and going, no, this is what I think Black America is. And it's like, I need to know that your world is not just the all white world, or you're very inclusive, or you lived or traveled or something, because that'll show up in your writing. And sometimes you will read a play and you go, oh, this person has not experienced a Black person in their life. And so that's why it's for me to go, what am I getting into? Because if I say yes, then I'm screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. So number 5, what is the most useful advice that you've received?
The most useful, don't be hard on myself. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to this business for many different reasons. And so learning what to do with that anxiety, pick and choosing your battles on when to speak up and when not, that's a huge one. It's like, because of my anxiety, I get nervous. Sometimes I can just get, I can lash out, but not lash out in that cursing somebody out kind of way, but lash out because I get overwhelmed. So if somebody asks me for 5, 6 things that I need, that, okay, Cherry, I need, like, for example, with my manager, who I love, but in the beginning, he learned, and for me, he was like, just so much anxiety. Don't be nervous. And I'm just like, and I'm like, okay, but why do I have to do this? And I have to do the headshots. I have to do the wardrobe. I have to do the hair. I have to get a publicist. I have to do, okay, this is too much. I just can we just stop? I don't want to do it. I quit. I don't even want to be in acting anymore. That's how I get, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want this damn Emmy. Why did I even win this Emmy? Because now it's causing me all these problems. And my manager is like, come off the ledge. But it's just me wanting to do good work in everything that I do. My standard, the bar that I set for myself is so high that I feel like sometimes I can't even get there at times. So now it's more of like, you know what, Cherry, you need to just calm it down, bring it back, and just really be good to yourself. And just do little bits. If you can't get the publicist today, or you can't make that meeting on Zoom, just do it tomorrow, right? Not everything has to get done in 24 hours today. Give yourself the steps, because you get overwhelmed easily. You know this happens. So set yourself up for success in ways that you can do it in chunks.
Yeah. How have you best created some time management for yourself? How have you best learned that?
Well, I love my passion planner. Okay, I love my passion planner, and so I just basically I look at everything that I have to do, and I write it down. I'm like, okay, this is the things that I have to do. This is what is expected of me from my mom, or from my manager, or from the studio, from whatever's calling me, whatever life stuff. And then I just write it down, and then I'd say, okay, today I'm going to do these 3 things. Tomorrow I can do this. Okay, I'm going to focus on this right now. And then communication, right? Because that's one thing that's helped me. If I'm like, hey, my manager's like, hey, we're getting ready for pilot season. This is what I need from you. Respond. Okay, great. I read the email. I'm going to get everything back to you as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I get it back. As opposed to getting the email going, oh my God, I have to get all this shit done. What's going on? Like, can I have a breath? Like, why are you sending me this email for 10 things? And it's like, Cherry, you have the power to go, okay, you know what? I got your email. Thank you so much. Okay, mommy, I got your message. I'm going to call you back, but I can't call you back till tomorrow this time. And so learning to just really be transparent. I'm overwhelmed. I can't, my anxiety level's high. I'll get back to you has helped me, because the people on the other side are like, okay, great. As long as you got the email, that's good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking, he
I
wants
think,
this shit right now. What's going on?
I think communication is just one of those big things, because even if it's bad news, I think as long as you're communicating it, people would rather have that than questions, than
Yes.
nothing at all.
Yeah. 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 And just know that people who are around me, that I've chosen to be around me, manager, agent, things like that, they're in my corner. And so it's just, I get cast in something like I was talking about with Andre DeShields. I just get my anxiety, I get nervous, because the pressure for myself I put on myself is because I really just want to kick ass and do good stuff. But I just know that about myself. And so I just have to be good to myself. I have to be gentle.